everybody, and welcome to the show. I'm Jeremy Cordeaux. It's the 15th of July. I hope it's going to be a really nice day. Welcome to the garage. Peter Clayton behind the camera. Gary's walked in with his usual glass of red. In fact, he brought a bottle today.
Yes.
He did.
Compliments of Liebig wines.
Oh, wonderful. Lovely. Liebig wines.
Liebig wines, Barossa Valley.
Now, here's something that you maybe didn't know that you didn't know. The human soul weighs 21 grams. Think about it. The human soul weighs 21 grams. I might tell you on Friday how they know that. Something really weird. Aaron Patterson, while on remand for poisoning 4 people and killing 3, was put in charge of the prison kitchen. Go figure. I thought that was so strange. 1 year since the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. 50 years since the moon landing. Took off 16th of July 1969, that's tomorrow, landed on the moon on the 21st, returned to Earth on the 24th. Now, I guess, in all honesty, that's the event that I will remember covering all those years ago when I was at Channel 10. I mean, it's going to be the thing that you, on your deathbed, think about. Really, it was quite a remarkable achievement, with technology that would have been about a quarter of that you'd find in a smart phone, Apple phone today. It's fantastic. 40 years since the biggest concert in history. London, and there were 2 of them, one in London, one in Philadelphia. Live Aid, do you remember that? Do they know it's Christmas? Sir Bob Geldof, St. Bob, he put it all on for the starving people of Ethiopia. Wonderful. But I'm sorry, Bob, they're still starving. Be careful who you elect. God, I am cynical. Yesterday, forgive me for this, it's a bit self-indulgent, but yesterday the ABC announced that it had received by accident secret Treasury documents. Yeah, sure. By accident, a table of contents through Freedom of Information that tells all. Top secret advice to the Treasurer Jim Chalmers. Now, this Labour government lied its way into office just a few months ago with the promise to build 1.2 million houses over 5 years. This secret Treasury document leaked to the ABC says, this is impossible. And oh, by the way, surprise, surprise, the budget is in big trouble. You will have to raise taxes. And before the election, while you were making these promises, Jim, you would have run these policies past Treasury. Don't you think that this frank and fearless advice is a bit late? Someone should lose his job. Maybe you. And as for the ABC saying, this is the document the government didn't want you to see. Well, I think that's exactly what the government wanted. Soften us up for what will come out of this upcoming taxation round table. You all think you're so bloody clever, don't you? Amazing. You would have noticed that everything is going up. I mean, you'd have to. Rates, taxes, gas, electricity, car rego, every toll, every fee, every charge, health insurance, car insurance, household insurance, everything. Why? The collective increases are totally out of kilter. Without justification, ladies and gentlemen. Without any attempt to justify. Are they trying to tell us that suddenly in July the cost of everything has gone up? Why? There's no reason. But it seems we just accept it. This is another question, but why is it that the law is so expensive? A lawyer, hiring a lawyer is ridiculously expensive. It's almost prohibitive. Why? Who sets these fees? Why is a plumber? Why is a funeral? Everything you can think of. Why is everything so expensive? It doesn't seem to make any sense to me. In 1973, because of rampant inflation, 1 year into office, and he had already wrecked the economy. I'm talking about Gough Whitlam. Whitlam, with the cost of everything going through the roof, introduced the Prices Justification Tribunal. The only decent thing that he ever thought of. Now, we should still have that today. Fraser came in 75, abolished it. Wrong. People can't be allowed to just increase their prices then or now. Well, for Whitlam it was political survival. Today it's our survival. We need that today. The Prices Justification Tribunal. You lift your prices or your fees, but you have to show us, prove that it is justified. We need that, and we need it now. Hell, we needed it yesterday. Is there a political party who will grab that strategy and run with it? Huh? The Liberals are asleep. Greens won't touch it. Labour wouldn't touch it. The Prices Justification Tribunal. Anyway, more to come. I got on my phone. When was it? It was Monday. Snowy Hydro, Red Energy. Now this is a government-owned business. Increases power bills for more than 10,000 South Australian households. An electricity retailer owned by the federal government has raised South Australian prices, which will hit more than 10,000 families. This came to my phone from the advertiser. The advertiser's story is interesting. Nowhere in that story that I can see did I learn why. Why? Doesn't the advertiser ask this government-owned electricity producer, what has happened to increase your prices? Has the water running through the turbines up at Stowe Mountains, has that become more expensive? Have the wires needed to be replaced? Is there something wrong with the infrastructure? Hang on, you're journalists. Ask the questions. Don't just report that this or that has happened. Find out why. Outrageous. Mind you, this company's not the only one to put up its prices. AGL put its prices up 18% last week. The reason, of course, is Labor's obsession with renewables, which has given these companies a pass, a green pass, with subsidies to do what the hell they like. Disgraceful. We have a special envoy to combat hatred. Her name is Gillian Siegel, AO, Order of Australia. Now, what is it that she is going to be asked to do? I don't know, on the surface it looks like end hatred. Are we really a nation that hates? There are some difficult people, I admit that. Anti-Semitism seems to be rearing its ugly head. But do we really need a diplomatic response solution? With all that goes with that, all the costs, I'm sure if you just talk to ASIO, they would have a very good idea who hates us and the Jewish community. And if they didn't know, well, they wouldn't be doing their job, would they? But I'm sure they know. You should take ASIO off the leash. I'll bet they could fix this problem overnight. But first off, stop allowing people into this country who have an ancient, deep-seated hatred based mostly on religion. Leave your hate at the door. We have enough homegrown trouble without importing it. I know Labour will deny it, and the Liberals wouldn't have the guts or the chutzpah to say anything. But Australia is a mostly Christian country. If you come here, you must know this. Accept this, embrace this fact. If you're not comfortable with that, don't come. And if this government has given you the impression that you do not have to assimilate, fit in, they are wrong, terribly wrong. That's the nub of it. The government is running a nice little, I don't know what I can call it, immigration racket. I think I could call it that. A university, CQ, I think it is. I don't know what that is. Is that Central Queensland? I'm not sure. They're offering a university course, a degree course in early childcare. It costs $30,000. In short, you can do it online. You don't even have to attend the university. These people who are applying for these opportunities are possibly visitors on some sort of short stay visa. The childcare bit almost guarantees that you'll get to stay permanently. Yep, clutching their degrees, waving it in the air, you're permanent. What an interesting little shortcut. And you may have come from a country where children are not respected or even protected. But here's the thing. It's all about immigration. This year is the third highest immigration year ever. Ever! The second highest year was last year. And the highest year was the year before. Labour, Labour, Labour. Do you see a pattern here? Join the dots. You would think the Liberals would be all over this, wouldn't you? But judging by Susan Lee's performance so far, the Liberals may as well just join the Labour Party and be done with it. Sad to say. Forgive my cough, I'm sorry. The United Workers' Union has surveyed 17,000 childcare centres. That's a big survey. Big survey, and the results are damning. Listen to this. The industry can't attract or retain staff. 77% of those surveyed say that staffing is inadequate and the industry is unable to guarantee the safety of children. Your children, my children. And it is not possible to provide or maintain the necessary minimum standards. Now that is damning. Indeed, that story didn't get a lot of exposure. Little Shining Star Childcare Centre has been drawn into the current controversy. I won't go into the details, but this will not stop. As I have said to you, I think last week, one child is abused in childcare every day of every year in Australia. To simplify things, and it seems that even the industry is saying it, do not put your child into childcare, or do it with your eyes wide open. Understand the risks that you're taking. It's that simple. But if both parents insist on having a career or a job and a family, not unreasonable, better than childcare or a childcare centre would be a nanny. The government could make that tax deductible, much cheaper than the huge subsidies paid to for-profit childcare centres and the industry in general. Nvidia is now the most successful company in the world. Have you heard this? Having hit $4 trillion worth of value. That's, oh God, how do you express that? That's 4,000 billion dollars. 4 with 12 zeros after it. They make chips, computer chips. And with AI, who knows how big they could get. If you go back, even Nvidia would find it hard to beat the Dutch East India Company. In the 17th century, in today's dollars, it would be worth over $7 trillion, making it the most valuable company in the history of the world. But how about this? The original Birkin bag. We were talking about this around the dining room table on Friday morning, 9 to 12, Jeremy Cordeaux live streaming. This Birkin bag, the original one, sold at auction for more than $10 million. $10 million for a handbag. It's hard to imagine. Jane Birkin had a chance meeting on an airplane back in 1984, I think it was, sat next to the head of Hermes, the big fashion house. Got to talking to and complaining to him about women's handbags, as you would. And right there he took her advice and thought up the bag. Jane Birkin, who was a singer, who had a song called Je T'aime. You remember that? It was banned for years. Heavy breathing. Couldn't play it on the air. I don't know if she made any money out of the idea. No, not the heavy breathing, you understand. The bag. I'm sure she made lots of money out of the heavy breathing. Anyway, it did carry her name, and it still does, so she should have made a quid. By the way, the Perth Mint reports that the number of people buying or investing in gold products, has jumped 48% in the last year. That's interesting. 48%. Now, it could be the cost of living, but there's a big drop in the number of people seeking a divorce. Cheaper to stay together. The devil you know, and all of that. The number of people seeking a divorce has dropped back to 1970 levels. Now that is strange. Talk to me about your divorce on Friday. Divorces are a bit like sunsets. No two are the same. But we all have a story. Parting words would be an interesting thing to go to. Parting words. My first wife said to me as she left, "Sweetheart," I was always very careful as she said "sweetheart." "Sweetheart, if I had to do it all over again, I would do it all over you." I thought that was so sweet. No, I told a lie. No, she didn't say that. That's actually a song. It's a country song, Pete. Anyway, on Friday morning, 9 to 12, 0491 65 68 60. I'm sure you've got a story or two. Yet another international court has found that Russia willfully shot down the Malaysian Airlines MH17 back in 2014. 380 people died, murdered. No, they were murdered. 38 Australians murdered. No comment from the Kremlin except the original denial. But so what? I don't think any of the findings mean anything. Russia will not pay a price. They'll just tough it out. Just ignore it. We are here with the best wishes of the rising sun, ladies and gentlemen. 60 Bridge Street at Kensington, 8333 0721. It's a lovely, lovely, lovely pub inn at this time of the year with open fires. I have one open fire over there. They've got 4. Pardon me. And they're lovely people. Beautiful restaurant with great atmosphere, great history, great heritage, fine wines, and that bar is just atmospherically perfect. You'll love it. Grant and Jackie will make you feel very welcome. The Rising Sun, regularly chosen as the best pub or inn in South Australia. Built way back in 1845. An Elder Fine Art Gallery in Melbourne Street, North Adelaide. Their second big auction for the year coming up in about, I would say, about 4 weeks. You can still talk to Jim Elder, and Helen on 8267 2869. So if you've got a notable painting or an interesting painting or one that you just simply like to sell, or perhaps better still just find out the value of, have a talk to Jim. You couldn't find a better place to get it valued or indeed to sell it, because his market, his auction, the 4 of them throughout the entire year, they all go worldwide. You've got a worldwide market for that painting that you might like to sell. JeremyCordeaux.com on Friday morning. You can get the little app, which is, I'm told, the best way to pick up the show if you can't pick it up already. It's Simple Radio. Simple Radio. This is on Facebook, so we get the video and the audio, and it goes out on various podcasts as well. But the live streaming shows on Friday, Simple Radio, you can pick it up. And if you do the Simple Radio track, you will have me in the palm of your hand, as long as it's on your telephone. Listening on Thursday night to the BBC, this is their worldwide overnight show, talking about Africa. Oh boy, one country after the other, wretched, war-torn, poverty-stricken country after the other, starving. I wonder if any of these people ever think back to those days of colonization. Days of plenty and comfort for many, law and order, prosperity, employment. Today, most of these countries have nothing but despots and desperation. But yes, they do have their independence. It's quite amazing, really. But anyway, it might be a good idea to stop complaining. This is really what you wanted, fought for, in many cases. These are the same people who are risking their lives these days, night after night on rusty boats and dinghies, leaky dinghies, trying to get to Europe and then on to the United Kingdom. Hell, hang on, the United Kingdom. The colonialists, for God's sake. These were the people you so desperately wanted to get rid of. Yet now you want to go and live in the United Kingdom? Am I mad, or are you? I'd love somebody to explain the logic to me. You want to be free of the colonialists, yet now you're risking your life to go and live with them. I think it's bizarre. 30 ships parked. That's not the expression, is it? At anchor. Anchored off Newcastle Harbour, waiting their turn to pick up a cargo of coal for China. That's where most of them will end up, if not China, India, who, by the way, never mention net zero. Well, why would they? They're too busy making money. And net zero is an excellent way to shoot yourself in the economic foot. Take advantage of what you have to lift your living standards. Lift the living standards of your people. These are the words of a Ugandan politician. I heard him too on that same BBC program, struggling with his socialist government to give people just the basics. Only 10% of people in his country, 10% of people in that once prosperous country now have electricity. 10%. His words are so important. Take advantage of what you have to lift the living standards of your people. That's what they did in China. Here we are with abundant coal and gas and uranium and a stupid government that says, you can't use those things. No one asks these idiots, why not? I think that Ugandan politician is probably a hell of a lot smarter than those people in Canberra. And by the way, did you see Albo it wasn't Singapore, it was Shanghai. Shanghai on his current China trip, complaining. Well, he was going on about the Chinese Communist Party lifting so many millions of people out of poverty, using cheap electricity to do it. No mention of the Australians that he is forcing into poverty through expensive electricity. That's rather funny. But speaking of such things, the Smart Energy Council. I had never heard of the Smart Energy Council. They were at the National Press Club last Wednesday. A passionate speech from one John Grimes, the CEO. I have never heard so much rubbish in all my life. After an acknowledgement to country, or of country, or whatever the hell it is, this guy welcomed an Indian delegation, praised them for embracing solar power. Rubbish. They're burning our coal, you fool. And enjoying the benefits. The same with China, who are getting it coming and going, by the way, making the turbines and the solar panels, while building and commissioning more coal-fired power stations than any other country in the world. This room in Canberra, full of journalists, and they seem to be almost in total support of this nonsense. He rubbishes the United States for rejecting the green con. We, here in Australia, he says, we punch well above our weight. We have won the renewables gold medal. Oh, really? A gold medal for turning the cheapest energy in the world into the most expensive? For no good reason? South Australia, he says, is a living testament to the benefits of renewable energy. What planet is this man living on? Certainly not planet South Australia. We, he says, are the poster child for renewables. Oh my God! In the last 3 years, since Labor came to power, my electricity bill has gone from $1,600 a quarter to $6,700, nearly $7,000 a quarter. That was the last bill. This man was standing there in front of the assembled journalistic wisdom of the country, and he lied and lied and lied. Did anyone pick him up on any of this crap? When the press is prepared to look the other way and support this dangerous rubbish, ladies and gentlemen, we are in serious trouble. Alternatives, cheaper, a lie. Abundant, a lie. Reliable, a lie. Now when you hear this uncontested pack of lies in the National Press Club of this country, it's a total disgrace. The only guy, well, there were two. One guy challenged this fellow. He came from Sky News and he said, pardon me, this Smart Energy Council of yours is a registered charity. I mean, I haven't got this verbatim, but this Smart Energy Council is a registered charity and an avid financial supporter of the Labour Party and an advocate for renewables based on nothing, he said. The journalist from The Guardian was the other lone voice. Sir, he said, sir, if renewables are cheaper, why is everyone's bill going through the roof? This guy didn't answer. Didn't answer. Did not answer. At that point, everyone should have just got up and walked out. And here's the kicker. The executives of this Smart Energy Council, there are 3 in the management team, pull $1.3 million a year. And this is a charity that pays no tax. John Grimes, sir, I would love to get you on my show on a Friday morning, 9 to 12, live streaming, jeremycordeaux.com. But I don't think you would come on, would you? I don't think so. Have I got any more time, Pete? Okay, one more. As the Prime Minister says, we will always act in the national interest. The words of one Pat Conroy on The Insiders on Sunday morning on Channel 2. Always in the national interest, he said. He was talking about our relationship with China. But gee, that sounds good, doesn't it? It really does. But how does that sit with Labour's ridiculous energy policy? Is that in the national interest to drive up the cost of electricity and therefore the cost of living by 30% to achieve absolutely nothing? How is that in the national interest? What is your argument? Okay for China and India, their national interest to burn our coal and our gas, but not us. Bizarre. Anyway, Pat Conroy is an interesting character. Look him up, look him up, look him up. Before politics, he worked as an advisor to the now disgraced CFMEU. And then he became a policy advisor to the far left socialist, hard left socialist guy, one Senator George Campbell. Wow. Gee, I remember George. I do. I think I talked to him a couple of times. The only advice I'd give George is go back to Scotland. But these days, Pat is a member of the hard left of his party. He is the Defence Industries Minister. Now, I wonder how he juggles his left-wing beliefs with his duties. Must be tricky. You know, we will always do what is in the national interest, even if it is diametrically opposed to your political and personal philosophy. Gee whiz. Better I leave it there. You think? I don't want to run out of tape or whatever the modern equivalent of that is. But I will leave you with some birthdays. A car just pulled into the garage. It's always exciting. It's a working garage, ladies and gentlemen. You never know who's going to drop in. You never know. Ah, the 15th of July. Howard Florey and Norman Heatley present freeze-dried mould cultures of penicillin for the first time. Hello, Missy. You going to hop up here? No, I guess she's not. Missy's just had a drive. She's always enthused after a drive. Penicillin, which changed the world, you know. So many people died in the Second World War. Infection. The only thing they had was sulfur that they just sprinkled on the wounds and things. But after Howard Florey and penicillin, the world changed. What a wonderful, wonderful discovery. and by accident, as many are. British Prince Charles and Diana, Princess of Wales, signed a divorce paper in 1996. Oh, I like this one. You guys will like this. 1932, US President Herbert Hoover cuts his own salary by 15%. Excellent. American country rock, country, pop, Latin, opera. Her name was Linda Ronstadt. Different drum, It's So Easy, What's New? Actress, Pirates of Penzance, born Tucson, Arizona, on this day in 1946. She's not in a good way. In fact, Pete, I think she's still with us, isn't she? But she's got Parkinson's. Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. What a beautiful, I think Different Drum was a wonderful, wonderful song. William Painter, American inventor. Crown cork bottle cap and opener, dies at 67 on this day in 1906. Chubby Checker releases The Twist, 1960. Yeah, good old Chubby Checker. Oh, and this one, Susan Rossiter, was born in 1942. She's a little bit older than me. Later, Susan Peacock, then Lady Renouf, died on her birthday, 2016. Caroline's mother. Dear Susan, she was quite a grande dame. Yes. 1988. Die Hard, directed by John Tierman, starred Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman, released in America, 1988. Alcoholics Anonymous was founded in Britain in 1948. Well, it took them a while to get there, didn't it? We drink to that. Yes, indeed. The first flat horse race was held at Nottingham Hill, 1815. Brett Whiteley, Australian artist, dies of an opiate overdose at 53 in 1992. The Boeing Company, formed by William Boeing in Seattle, Washington, in 1916, Wiley Post begins his first solo flight around the world, completing the journey in 7 days and 19 hours. Didn't they call him Wrong Way Wiley? Didn't he sort of go the wrong
way?
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you get there as long as you finish.
It's the destination.
Yeah, I reckon.
Journey, not the destination.
And Clara Adams is the first woman to complete a commercial round-the-world flight from New York lasting 16 days and 19 hours. That was in 1939. City of Jerusalem is captured and plundered by Christian forces during the First Crusade in 2099. I didn't think Christians did a lot of plundering.
Oh, indeed.
Oh, God, okay. Oh, okay, all right. US President Richard Nixon announces that he will visit the People's Republic of China in 1971. And I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for being with us, ladies and gentlemen. Join us on Friday. JeremyCordeaux.com, around the dining room table. We'll be back next Tuesday with another posting on Facebook at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. I'm Jeremy Cordeaux. Thank you, Peter. Gary, believe in yourself, and thank you for viewing the Court of Public Opinion.